Let's go. Welcome to On the Attack with Mack, a podcast meant to inspire, motivate, and even educate you to go out there and win in life. I'm your host, Cornell Mack, and your boy is geeked up because we are home from Equip Expo. And I don't know about you, I had a phenomenal experience down there this entire week. But you know how we start out each show. Actually, before we get to that, I'm a little out of sorts. We missed last week because we were at Equip Expo. So I want to apologize to you for that. It was very hectic down there. I had a lot of things that were going on. And so your boy actually just forgot. And I apologize to you. I know you guys are here every week supporting, but it was a busy time down there at Equip Expo. But it was really fun. And today we're gonna give the full Equip recap of everything that happened down there from my perspective. We'll also shout out some winners of the week that we had down there at Equip Expo, as well as a motivational minute. And last but certainly not least, Tate's word of the week. But you know how we start each and every show, and that is with the live viewer shout out. So let me hit the banner real quick and we will get to that is a new banner. I don't even know how that happened. Wow. But we are here. So that's a new banner. Live viewer shout outs. Over here on Instagram, we got my man Clark Williamson. Uh, Cons 77 in the building. These lawn care service who I had the opportunity to meet this year. What's going on with you? Henderson's Lawn Care Services is in the building. The guard Gerard I also got to meet, and my girl Kay Cons is 77. She says, "Hey Mac, how are you? What's going on, Scott 20 King?" I got to meet a lot of great people down there. Kay Cons and her husband Alex Constantine are two of the people I got to meet down there. So shout out to them, and shout out to my man Alex. He'll be on the show at some point here soon. Over here on YouTube, my man Drew, always first to the party, is in the building. I had the opportunity to meet him this Equip Expo, so that was fire. ADC is my man right there. That's Adam Constantine right there. What's going on with you, bro? Got to take some cool pictures with them at the opening ceremony. I don't know if I probably seen them other places, but I seen so many people down there at Equip Expo. They broke a record. It was 30,000 people at Equip Expo for the first time. 30,000 people descending upon Louisville, Kentucky for the biggest and best trade show in all of the green industry. We like to call it the Super Bowl of the industry. But a shout out to Wilbert Eifert. How are you, Wilbur Eifert? What's going on? Drew, and it looks like that's all right now. If you want to be shouted out on YouTube or Facebook, do me a favor and comment down below so that I know you're here. Over here on Instagram, we got McQueen's Lawn Care. I got to sit at the YouTube rally with him and eat. Premier Guys Landscaping is in the building. Top tier lawn care. What's going on with you? Fleming's Detailed Lawn Care. He was actually the first person to the meetup. We actually had to kick him out the doors. Him and his whole group, because they got there even before I got there. So shout out to them. Harrison Property Management, we'll be honoring him here soon. TK Lawn Care, I got to meet him and his pops. That was fire. Valley View, my man Terry, who's a channel member and a Winning Life Meetups group member. Shout out to him. Paul Miller 23, what's going on? Clark Williamson, I'm sorry that I didn't get to meet you, and you are absolutely correct. The Steelers uniforms from the butt whooping we just got by the Packers last night were trash. You are right about that. My man Scott 20 King, I believe he's right here in my area. So I got to meet him today or at the Equip Expo the last 3 years or something. Over here, we got In God's Hand. Lawn and Tree is in the building. Jay Johnson, what's going on with you, homie? Birdman over here on Instagram. But listen, it's going to be a fun show tonight. As you can see, I'm sitting back down. Now, it's unfortunate, but I lost my my MacBook charger, and so I can't raise up the desk that I sit at so I can stand up and really give you the energy. That's why I need to use my hands and everything because I am so excited. I'm boy, I'm excited. I just want you to know that. And if you were at Equip Expo, do me a favor, comment in the comment section. Let me know what is your favorite thing that you got to see there. And if you really want to connect, do me a favor and DM me at Mac_landscaping 412 and let me know what was your most favorite thing about Equip Expo this year. I'll get to all of that stuff that I enjoyed this year here in a second. But we got Mo for Less Care in the building. What's going on with you over here? Clark Williams. We got Taco underscore two. My man Andy, aka Batman, with Hughes Professional Lawn Maintenance over here. Um, yeah, so it was so great, man. I got to meet so many cool people, and we're going to tell you all about it on today's show. Everything that happened from Sunday when I left my house all the way till Friday and the go home luncheon before my wife and I got back on the road to get back up here to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where it was cold when I got back. Come on, Mother Nature. It's a little bit, just keep it warm a little bit longer. But that's the live viewer shout outs for the moment. We'll try to get some more in, but I got to be judicious with the time. I hate to waste people's time. That's why I try to talk and talk and talk. So there's never any dead air unless I got to take a sip of water, like right now, to keep you entertained, also inspired, motivated, and educated. And today we have a motivational minute. I got to change this stuff to be read. I don't know what the hell is going on here and why my stuff is all of a sudden turned blue, but we'll have to worry about that on another time. All right. So it was kind of cool. Um, we so many cool things happen, but listen, I hear a lot of people talk about why they can't go to Equip Expo, and that's fine. Any reason that you have or excuse is what I would call it is valid. If you feel like you need to stay at home and do your leaf cleanups or finish out your weeks of mowing, hey, more power to you. But I feel like I need to go to Equip Expo, right? I need to go to Equip Expo. And today's motivational minute is for you to have a reason to do what you are doing. For me personally, my reasons for doing a podcast or YouTube channel or Instagram or TikTok or winning life meetups, winning life events as a whole is to have an impact that lasts longer than me. I don't know why you're doing what you're doing, but I do know this. If you have the right reasons to do anything, everything is possible. I know this from the bottom of my heart, man. The reason that I go to Equip Expo is to meet people. When I get down there, they do to me now what I used to do to other people, which is give a testimony on why I do what I do or how something has helped them from something I said. The same way I went down in 2021 to do the same thing. You got to have a reason for why you're doing what you do. The reason I do these podcasts and all of these videos and podcast appearances or whatever the case may be is to have an impact that lasts longer than me. At the end of my days, I want to have a long funeral procession. I say it all the time. And that is exactly why I do what I do. If I ever get money for it, that will be cool. But I will settle for the testimonies, being a part of someone else's testimony. That's the reason I do what I do. So I ask you, what is your reason for doing what you do? If you have a business, what's the reason that you're doing it? Is it just for money? Is it to leave a legacy? Is it for your family? Is it because you are tired of waking up and doing the rat race, getting off that hamster wheel of life? What is the reason why you started doing what you're doing? I started for myself so that I could leave my jobs that were going nowhere, that weren't paying me what I was worth, even though the jobs were fulfilling. I started a business. I took my family to Disney World after the first year that it took off. That was a big reason for me. I wanted Tinkerbell to go through my window for my little kids like it never happened for me. That was a big reason. So again, I ask you, what are your reasons for doing the things that you're doing? If you have a strong enough reason. I ain't the first person to say this. I heard way more powerful speakers than myself say this. Reasons will get you up in the morning. If you're doing something for someone else, if you're doing something for a higher purpose than yourself, the law of attraction just seems to work for you. And the things that you seek seem to find you. So have a big enough reason. Look for a reason to do something that is way more than money or more than yourself. Hell, do it for the reason that I do it, so that you can have a lasting impact on someone else's life for the better and not for the worse. Let's be the reason that someone else decides to get into this game, and you be the reason why your kids see a superhero when they look at you, whether you're a mom or dad, be Superman or Superwoman. You got this. You got this. All right, this week's winner of the week. We got a whole lot of winners of the week. The Motivational Minute was brought to you by my man, Brian Fullerton, the owner of Entrepreneur Academy and the 2025 Entrepreneur Academy Live, which is up there in Novi, Michigan. You can sign up at Entrepreneur Academy com. There are still tickets available, and I want to say that registration ends on November 3rd. I will be in the building doing podcasts, YouTube videos, and reviews on the equipment that will be there. So shout out to my man Brian Fullerton putting on one of the best events that there is out there for our community, the Entrepreneur Academy live event up there in Novi, Michigan. It is on November 8th this year, which is a Saturday, and they have an opening little get together mixer on Friday night at the hotel and some master classes on Sunday. So, like I said, there is still time for you to sign up. Go to entrepreneuracademy.com to reserve your place now. Let's go. This week's winner of the week, we have several. It goes without saying, I was just at Equip Expo. And this week's winner of the week, there's a bunch of them, but we're going to start with everyone who attended the 2025 Equip Expo down in Louisville, Kentucky. It was an amazing event. I was down there for 5 days, but if you went down there, you went to some of the events, if you went did some training, if you tried out some new equipment that maybe you didn't have access to, man, I would love to know what your thoughts were this year about Equip Expo, whether they're good or they're bad. Mine are always good because I only do the things I like when I get down there. So there's never really a reason for me to complain. But the 2025 Equip Expo was absolutely phenomenal. I would love to hear what your thoughts are about it. If you're hearing this later, DM me Mack underscore landscaping 412 on Instagram. I would love to hear that. But everyone who attended the Equip Expo is our first winner of the week. Then we have everyone who attended the 2025 Winning Life Meetup. It was beyond a success, man. Before we even get started, I just want you to know Equip set a record for the attendance down there in Louisville, Kentucky, and the Winning Life Meetup also set a record. After our final calculations, we had 379 people attend the meetup, which is we jumped it up from about almost 200 people from last year. So we had a little over, maybe a little under 200. Last year, we had 264 people sign up, but there's always attrition when it comes to that. People overbook themselves and then they don't show up to the thing. So last year, I think we had something like 220 people or something like that. And this year, 379. So we almost completely doubled that. And shout out to you, man. I hope that everyone had a phenomenal time. I know I did. It was stressful putting together. I like to do stress-free lawn care. I can't say event planning is stress free because it ain't. I was very stressed and I couldn't wait for it to be over. But shout out to everyone who came to the meetup. If you were at the meetup, comment in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. I will try to get to comments before we close this whole thing out. But it was absolutely amazing. So many beautiful people of all colors, races. That's the same thing, I guess. Whatever you name, there were so many amazing people there. It was just, I can't even say enough good things about everyone who showed up. But at the meetup, we played 3 games. Before we get to that, I want to shout out my wonderful staff members. Let me get them. We got the we'll get to that in a second when I go through the whole recap. I'll thank them later. We'll get to that here in a second. But we play 3 games there. We got the Crest Strike Challenge, which was sponsored by Crest, and my man Jeffrey Campbell. He is now a 3-time winner at the event. He's won the Strike Challenge twice and the Rock Paper Scissors tournament once. So he's been down there winning big. We're gonna have to induct him into the Hall of Fame. He really came out here and did a three-peat from 2023 all the way to 2025, crushing it. And what he won was the Crest Fall Cleanup Package. Let me see what we got. There was a Crest chainsaw, a handheld blower, hedge trimmers, and string trimmers, something else. Let me pull up this picture as quickly as I could get to it, and we will let you know what was in that package. Uh, I should have had this already ready. You can see how unprofessional I am. Who cares? I can't find it. I don't want to waste your time. But he got some cool battery powered Crest equipment. Crest is the industry leader in battery powered equipment. Charge your batteries in 8 minutes, and it is absolutely fire equipment. I'll be switching over to Crest for my small handheld equipment for next year. So it was only right to hook up with them for this. And my man Jeffrey Campbell came away with the big win. Again, that was actually won in overtime. So how we do the strike challenge is we have 8 lanes at the bowling alley. 8 people line up. Everyone rolls a ball. If whoever gets a strike, you move on automatically. If no one gets a strike, then whoever knocks the most pins down, they move on. So it happens really fast. I think we had something like 90 or so competitors that came in that got into the contest. And when it came down to it, we had 10 people left. We had 5 people go, and then 5 people go. It came down to my man Joey Coberly and Jeffrey Campbell, and they got up there, and there was one other guy I can't remember because those two guys rolled strikes again. Jeffrey and Joey Coberly, Jeffrey Campbell and Joey Coberly both rolled strikes, so they had to go another round, and then Jeffrey ended up knocking down more pins than Joey, and he went home with the victory. But he wanted to pay it forward. He's won down there so many times at the event that he decided to just pass on the Crest fall cleanup package from himself to Joey. So shout out to Joey who actually got to win. Even though Jeffrey won in the championship. So that was fire. Next, we had the rock, paper, scissor showdown. And that was won by my man Action Jackson. If you don't know who he is, he's the guy who walks around Equip Expo with the dog with the gold blinged out chains and the sunglasses with the stroller. And he took out, I can't remember who he took out. We never remember who came in second, except in the strike challenge case because my man Jeffrey Campbell gave away his prize. But Action Jackson won that, and he won a Spencer's Products prize package. Shout out to Sean and TQ Spencer, who make all American made products, and they are from our community. And I was so happy to have them be a part of the event because they are the exact example of what you can do when you get an idea and you act on it. They literally created their own shoot blocker. They got this new contraption that takes pressure off your arms when you're string trimming. They just dropped some new trimmer line, and I'm sure they're just developing more and more products. And so I love to support the people who support us, especially when they're from our wonderful green industry community. So shout out to Sean and TQ and Spencer's Products for coming through to help us out with a prize package that my man Action Jackson won. He actually, how we do the rock paper scissors tournament was really cool this year. So my wife came up with this way of giving everybody a playing card. So playing cards have the suits are clubs, spade, hearts, and diamonds. So when someone signed up, they got their card, whether it was one of the 4 suits, we put their name on the back. And then we had designated locations so we could do small tournaments to actually get to a final four. Then once we got to the five, so those were all single elimination, everything in a small tournament. So you had to win to move on. Win and advance is what they say at the NCAA tournament. And that's what you had to do here. And so we have 4 people advance into the final four. So from single elimination, you got into the final four. Now it was best of 3. So we had 2 series of best of 3 going on, which got us down to our 2 competitors in the championship. Like I said, my man Action Jackson won. So, but how we do the championship is a best of 7 series. So just like the NHL playoffs or the NBA finals or the World Series, you play 7 games of rock, paper, scissor, and then whoever wins, wins. And my man, Action Jackson, that's actually his name. He's a hell of an entrepreneur. He got all types of things going on. So shout out to him. But he won that. And then last but not least, we have a best dress contest. All right. In the best dress contest, everyone's eligible. Whatever you believe best dressed is. And shout out to my man John Rodriguez because he came looking like Rico Suave. All right. He looked so nice, so handsome. He had on nice clothes, nice haircut. His necklaces was blinging. Then we had the Spence Crisco family that had a saying on the back of their bowling shirts, and they were 3 or 4 deep, which was fire. We had some other people who had bowling shirts on, but then we had our winner last year at the rock papers. I mean, at the best dress contest. My man Ron Folk, man, I'll tell you what. When I said best dress contest, I in my mind this was all in 2023. We didn't have the best dress contest. The three games were the highest game, so whoever bowled the highest game, the strike challenge, and the rock paper scissors tournament. All right. So the highest game when I the first meetup in 2023, I was unaware of what was going to happen. It sold out. I had 180 people take tickets and everything, but I didn't expect people to show up. I was a pessimist in my brain, and I ain't usually like that. I ended up getting to the thing a little bit late. When I got there, there was like 90 people in line. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So it was very difficult for people to bowl an entire game because there were so many people there. So there's a lot of people hanging out, just shooting the breeze and talking, and then there was only a certain amount of people that could actually bowl a full game. So I thought that was kind of unfair to have, especially when the bowling lanes got smaller. We went from 10 to 8. And so we did away with that. And actually, the reason why we created the best dress contest was because Lamont Harrison and my man Nathan LaFontaine, aka Lawn Vibes, they came with actual bowling shirts. And like they took it serious and they came with real bowling shirts. And I thought it was so dope. So I thought to myself, we can't do the highest game, so we might as well do a best dress contest. And when we did that, I fully expected for people to bring bowling shirts, regular bowling shirts, right? That was the first time we did it last year. My man Nathan LaFontaine came with a T-shirt that said, "I got 99 problems, but laying floor ain't one." And if you know what laying floor means, if you know, you know. If you don't know, ask someone in the comment section, and they'll let you know what that means. But he had on that shirt, and then we had a couple other people that had on bowling shirts. But my man Ron Folk showed up to the meetup last year, and my man had an afro. He had these giant glasses on, this 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 fake gold chain that said disco. It might not have been fake. All right, Ron might have some monies. All right, I don't know, but it said disco across. He had this disco like flavored shirt. He had on bell bottoms. It was insane. I couldn't believe what I seen. He won last year. So Pookie said, "I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna win this year, Mac. I ain't come to play games. I came to win." All right. So I go through the line. I see the people starting to line up outside. I go outside. Your boy gets out there. I'm going down the line. Hey, what's your name? What's some good business advice you would give to someone if they're just starting out? Y'all know how I do. You've seen some of my videos, hopefully. If not, go ahead, subscribe to Mac Landscaping and Lawn Care YouTube channel, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I go down the line. I turn the corner, and who do I see? But my man Pookie. Now, the reason I ain't putting any pictures up or anything, because if you wasn't there, this is your invitation to be there in 2026. 'Cause I'm gonna give you some updates later, and you're gonna want to get your tickets fast. But when I seen my man Pookie, he had on this purple shirt, and you're gonna have to follow the Instagram channel if you don't. Mac underscore landscaping 412, because I'm about to make some reels and all of that. I just had to do some detoxing and get back to reality after the amped up mode I've been on for the last week or so. But I seen Pookie, and I tell you what, I knew from the rip that he was gonna go home with the victory. Now here's how we choose the best dress contest, because it ain't me. It's everyone that's there. We had 379 people, and I put my hand over his head, and they went crazy. So shout out to my man Pookie. This has been the longest winners of the week ever, and we still have more. So stick around, because next we got the Equip Expo giveaways of the people that I know who won giveaways. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. On Friday, it was pretty much content for me, and I'll get to my whole entire week here in a second. But it was giveaway week, and on Friday, as I'm trying to finish up some last minute videos that I had to complete from the day before, I get a call from my homeboy Ricky Rodriguez, Ricky's Pro Lawn Service, as he's affectionately known on Instagram and on the YouTube shop tour that we did. That's got like 80,000 views or something now. Shout out to him. But he calls me. He's like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "On my way. I'm finishing up some videos. Where you at?" He's like, "I'm over at the Spencer's Products thing. They're doing a giveaway right now." I said, "Oh, okay, cool." I said, "Well, who won?" He said, "I won." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I just won." And I was like, "What did you win?" He won an Echo SRM 225 that has one of the brand new thing. I don't know exactly what it's called, but Spencer's Products just dropped this new thing to save some of the strength on your elbow and on your bicep muscle whenever you're trimming. But he won the SRM 225 with that on it and $1,000 in cold hard cash. The fettuccine alfredo, aka the cheese. That's what he won, and I was geeked. I got over there so quick, took some pictures with him. Obviously, I'm like, "So you buying lunch, right?" He's like, "Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no." You don't always get to go down here and win something, but my man Ricky won. But and congratulations to him. He wasn't the big winner. All right. On Thursday is when they do all of the giveaways. If you're gonna come to Equip Expo and you can't stay the entire week, the best day to go is on Thursday. That's when most of the giveaways happen. Actually, the best day to go would be on Wednesday because that way you can come to the Winter Life Meetup. All right, but the second best day with them would be Thursday because it is the longest day, and that's when most of the giveaways are happening in the building. Because Friday everyone goes home and it's almost like a ghost town. Thursday is wall to wall action. Friday is calm down and docile. Right, it's a good time to do your stuff. But on Thursday there is some cool things that go on. The morning show that's in the morning. You got Energize that goes on around 2 o'clock. And so there was a gentleman I know by the name of Matt Dickey. He owns Plum Creek Lawn Care, and he was in the Energize, trying to learn, get some knowledge from the great speakers that my homie Brown Fullerton had up there. Sam Gimbel, no, it was Justin White, Marty Grunder, and I think Mark Bradley. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But while my man Matt Dickey was in there trying to get some knowledge and learn so he could be better at his business, his wife said, "I'm fixing to go outside and see if I can get some wins in some of these giveaways." So Energize is over around 3 o'clock. My man Matthew Dickey, he comes out, he's looking for his wife. He calls her up. Her name's Rhonda. He says, "Rhonda, where you at?" She says, "I'm back here at the Viper booth." He says, "Okay." He goes over there. He also got his son and his son's wife with him. I think they recently got married, so shout out to them. Congratulations. Yeah, so Matt comes back. He goes back to where the Viper thing is. He's like, "Where's my wife?" He sees his son. He says, "She's up there." Guess where Rhonda was? Rhonda was standing on the trailer with the mower because Rhonda went out there and won a Viper zero turn mower and a 7x14 dual axle trailer. You know how good God is? This is how good. Matt Dickey needed a new mower, and they were about to spend some money, maybe even finance a brand new mower, and he needed a trailer, so they were gonna get a brand new trailer. Now we all know, depending on what you buy, you can go anywhere between 7 grand when you want a commercial, all the way up to 25,000. Some big commercial things are 150,000, but what we use typically is anywhere between 7 to 18,000, depending on what size engine and all the modifications that you may need and the brand that you go with. So when you know that it's time to invest back into your business and you got to make these big purchases, whew, that can be stressful. How do we do it? Do we pay cash? Do we finance? How fast do we pay it off when we finance? Or you can come to Equip Expo. You can win big like Rhonda and Matthew Dickey with Plum Creek Lawn Care. Shout out to all of our winners of the week. We're so happy that you won, that you took a chance, went down to have a good time at Equip Expo, entered to win some of these things, and then actually won. And I feel proud to say that friends of mine got to go to Equip Expo and win big, and then go home back to their families, back to their business, and talk about it. That is so cool. But I know I've been going on and on and on, but there's a lot to talk about today on this episode. I am so appreciative of everyone who is here tonight. Let me do some more live viewer shout outs before we get to Tate's word of the week. The winner of the week segment was brought to you by On the Attack with Mack podcast, man. I could use some new 5-star reviews. If you feel like you're getting something good from these episodes, do me a favor and go and leave it a 5-star review on whatever your podcasting platform is. We always talk about Apple because I have Apple phones, but if it's Spotify or iHeartRadio or whatever, do me a favor and leave the podcast a 5-star review, just because it helps people understand what they're going to get when they tune in to an On the Attack with Mac episode, whether it be on the podcast when it comes out later, or if it's live on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. I greatly appreciate it. That's the best way you can support. And like I said, I appreciate that. Now, let's get to Tate's word of the week. Pull up the graphic quickly and let me find my man here in Xiphone. All right, here we go. Tate's word of the week. It is tear down. Tear down is defined as an act of completely dismantling something, to take apart or to disassemble. When I hear the word tear down, I always see the demolition team tearing down a building. The building looks good as it seems to, and it seems to be in good condition. But for whatever reason, they tear it down. In life, there are things we need to tear down. It gives us the opportunity to rebuild from our past mistakes and experience. So let's tear down the old so we can make room for the new. See, today I appoint you over nations and kingdoms to uproot and tear down, to destroy and overthrow, to build and to plant. That is from Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 10 in the NIV version of the Bible. Have a great week, Marcus Tate. I ask you to tear down how you used to feel. Tear down any of the things or people who make you feel like you are not enough, because you are. One thing that I've come to realize is that every single person that you come in contact with has won the lottery, whether they know it or not. 1 in 4 trillion chance to be born. So if you have stinking thinking, just remember you are a miracle of the Most High. He thought so much of you that he brought you here so you could accomplish something with your life. So if you feel like less than, if you feel unworthy, if you feel unappreciated, me and my homie Marcus Tate, we ask you to tear down. Tear that old house down, tear that old building down, demolish that bridge. All right. So we can plant new seeds, grow in good soil, and get rid of that tainted space, because it's nutrition over here in this winning life philosophy. You're born to win. So tear down the old stinking thinking so you can grow those roots strong in good nutritious soil. And whenever you are around somebody who thinks otherwise, just remember you got a winning life family. And we got the rain and the praise that comes down from the good Lord so that you can go out there and win in your life. Tear it down, replant, and let's grow. All right. That is this week's word of the week. Shout out to my homie Marcus Tate. It was brought to you by Equip Expo. I believe the codes are now live. So you can use code Mac or Mac 50. I'm not sure if that got changed yet. Might as well get registered now if you haven't already while you were at the show. Mac 50 or code Mac. Put in either one. We'll see whenever it changes. But that will get you 50% off your Equip registration. And I look forward to seeing you down there in 2026 because it was transformational and life changing for me in 2021. It continues to be each and every year as I meet more and more people, do more and more things. I feel more and more transformed. And Romans 12:2 says, Whew, do not conform to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And when I got down to Equip Expo, that was the beginning of the renewal of my mind when it came to this business. All right. But you got to renew your mind in all aspects of life if you really want to win in life. So tear that stuff down and get to renewing. Let's go. All right. We have to now go to, let me see some live viewer shout outs again before I get into this entire recap. And we're going to have to try and do this recap as quickly as possible because I won't say wasted a lot. I hope y'all, do you feel like I wasted your time there? Shouting out the winners. If you ever want to be a winner of the week, do me a favor and DM, you can nominate someone. If someone has affected you positively out there, it doesn't have to be within the lawn care industry, and you want to shout them out because they helped you in some way. I would love to shout other people out. Man, don't be afraid. People need to hear the good that they're doing in this world because we get told the negative so much. I like to worry about the positive. I want to show what you're doing. I want to hear how you're doing. I want to hear the transformations that you're making inside your mind and in your business and in your family and in your marriage with your kids, all of your relationships. I want to hear that. Those are wins. And more people need to hear more of that stuff. Who cares about who broke up, what rapper is here, what Taylor Swift is there? Who cares about that? Well, let's worry about us and let's worry about this so we can go out there and win. All right. Now, a lot of viewer shout outs. We got a lot of people on here. Let me get back up here. We got Barefoot Banditos. What's going on with you? Harrison Property Managers in the building. Don Castro is in the building. TM Landscaping Services. The 21-year-old Savage is in the building. Green Side Up Podcast. What's going on with you? Lone Wolf Landscaping. The Amazing Lawn Man. How's everyone doing? Peyton Brand, Morris Lawn Care, Wood Bryan All Season, Abdul Lawn and Landscape, Cat's Paw LLC, Maria and Sons, Sebastian Green Cuts Lawn Care, Cat's Paw LLC, Willie the Grass Man, Sheesh, DK Lawn Care, Brad McCain, how are you? BLC Lawns, a cut above West Virginia, 666 Dolo, Hamilton's Landscaping, Clean Cut, Curb Appeal LLC, Brightstone Lawns, Kenny Lawn Service, Trifecta Landscaping. What is going on with everyone? Whoo, Astonishing Landscaping. GBB, what's going on with you? Rusty the Landscaper, sheesh. Central WA Landscaping, how are you? Tamir Lowe, what's going on? Alex Gill, how are you doing today? Over here on YouTube, we got my man Quint Johnston. He came to the meetup, and I think he was at the Go Home Breakfast. My man Clark Williamson, CNC Lawns. Shout out to my sister Janelle. She brought me a gift, some nice shirts for me and my wife. Also, shout out to Ben Nyman, Spencer's Lawn Care, NC, who gave me hats. The not the Green Side Up podcast, but the Charged Up podcast. Shout out to you for the shirts and the hoodies and the hats that you gave me. I appreciate all of that, man. But here we go. My bad. Cat Spring Lawns LLC, Landscaping 3000. What is going on with you? ADC Lawn Care, Yasha 2055, Mack Lawns, JRTH Mods. That's a hard name to say. Lawrence Talbert, how are you today? Harrison Property Management. He's on both. That's how you know he's rocking with the guy. All right. He's watching on YouTube and Instagram. That's love right there. All right. One way you can show some love is a 5-star review. I would really appreciate that. And I will read it on here live for you. You need more. Just ask it. I mean, 4 minutes. Help your brother out. All right. Now let's get to this week's. We got so many cool comments in here. I appreciate y'all. But I'm gonna go over what happened throughout the week. And again, if you don't want to comment down below, that would help out because it's engagement. It helps out with the algorithm. And if you want to help your boy, that's another way you could do it. As you can see, I'm losing my voice. I gotta open another water. But here we go. We gonna run it down. All right. On Monday. So I left on Sunday. We left around noon. We end up getting down to Louisville, Kentucky around 7 p.m. Had the opportunity to get something quick. We didn't, it was crazy down there on Sunday night. So we ended up getting to the hotel, getting a little bit of rest. My wife said, you gotta pace yourself. When we get to Equip Expo, you gotta make sure you eat food, you gotta make sure you drink water, you gotta get some rest. I didn't do any of that. All right. I was on 1,000 from Sunday night all the way through Friday. I cannot. My excitement level. Y'all know I got ADHD. If you don't know now, you know. All right. I got ADHD. My brain was on 1,000,000. I mean, I was having so many conversations. It was crazy. All right. That was Sunday. Monday, I'm up before the alarm clock goes off. I'm so geeked up. Let me know, how do you feel when it's something you really want to do? Like, I've been waiting all year to get to Equip Expo, and now it's here. Like a week out, I couldn't think of nothing else. I could not wait to get in this car and drive to Louisville, Kentucky, see all this cool stuff. I almost cussed right there, but I didn't. And now we're here. Sunday night, I'm up till 3 in the morning. I can't go to sleep. This is terrible. Monday morning, I gotta be the MC at LCR Summit, which is fire. All right. So get up in the morning, boom, wide awake. Can't drink coffee either. Because if I drink coffee, the Cleveland Browns will be going to the Super Bowl. And we all know they ain't never done that before. So we got to keep them out of there. All right. Can't drink no coffee. So now it's LCR Summit. Your boy's on 1,000,000. I'm up there. I'm MCing, doing my thing. It was fire. There's phenomenal speakers. Like, if you're not there and you have aspirations to have a better business and to learn how to maybe monetize what you're doing on social media, and if you are not on social media, I encourage you to at least start one of them. But you get to go there and learn. So the first day was fire. They had phenomenal speakers down there. My man Naylor puts on a great event. I learned a lot from him just from watching that go down. But from 9 to 5, we did that. And then after that, we went over to Vernon Lanes to map out the logistics of how everything was going to operate. I really wanted it to be as smooth and seamless as possible. And we will get to that here when we get to day 3. But after that, there was a VIP dinner for the people who paid for the VIP experience to go out to dinner with the speakers. I wasn't a VIP, so I went to hang out with some other people who attended the event. We had a phenomenal dinner together, just hanging out, fellowshipping, sharing stories and everything. And then after that, we all went up to the Sky Bar at the Gold House. I stay at the Gold House every year. It's one of my I've only stayed at 2 hotels down there, and it was the Moxie, which was dope, which was a smaller hotel, and then the Goat House for every other year. The Goat House is fire. Everything sort of happens there. It's a central location. You can pretty much walk to everything that's in the Louisville area, whether it's 4th Street Live or the Kick Center or the Yum Center. It's all like literally right there. So it's the best location. So I would recommend that hotel if you're going to go there in 2026 as one of the top hotels, but it is a little bit pricey. So we ended up doing that. I got back to the hotel room. We went up to the Sky Bar to hang out with some of the people from the Winning Life Team Meetings group, and we just had a good time up there hanging out with each other. And then I went back to the room. I was up till probably 3 in the morning again, and that was day 1. Day 2, It was LCR Summit, MC and that again. But day two is kind of when the the festivities start to happen for Equip as well. So you I'm at the LCR Summit from 9 to 5, then from 5:30 to 6:30. They changed the times. I went to Morrow's Whiskey Kitchen. My man Mitchell Gordy throws a meet and greet every year. It's been going on for 5 or 6 years now. But he made the times from 3 to 6 so it wouldn't conflict with the opening ceremony, but then it conflicted with what I was doing. So I didn't know it was over at 6, so I ended up not getting there until like 5:30. Uh and I got to hang out till probably like 6 till they actually kicked us out. But the food was good there. You always get a drink ticket when you go there. My jobber family was there. And so that was a good time. But after that, we went over, my wife and I hopped in the car with my man Pookie and Ben Nyman, Lamont and Ben, and we headed over to the opening ceremonies, which were going on, I want to say from 6:30 to 9 or 6:30 to 9:30. I can't remember, but we got over there, started hanging out with a lot of people. It was fire. It's at Churchill Downs, so you get to see the big track where they do the Kentucky Derby and everything. There's bars all over the place. There's, I want to say it's free food, although I didn't get to eat there. And so we did that until the opening ceremony till they literally kicked us out. I was talking to my homie Keith Kalfis and meeting people who have seen videos and whatnot or listened to the podcast and all of that good jazz. And that was fun. I also got to meet my homie Drew, who's in here right now for the first time. He's always the number one commenter on the thing. I don't know if he is in here. But I got the opportunity to hang out with him and Spence Crisco, my man Dominic. I got to see my homie Terry from Valley View Lawn Care. My compound guys was there. Like I said, I got to meet so many cool people, take a lot of cool pictures, meet my man Joey Coberly and Megan and Kevin and his wife down there again from the lawn care launch and the landscaping bookkeeper. So it was fire, man, hanging out there at the opening ceremony. And then from there, we went up to the Sky Bar again and just hung out, got some more food up there, and just basically it was just hanging out at that point. Once you go through the equip stuff and all the stuff I had to go through in the morning, it was pretty much just hanging out with people till 1 in the morning. My wife said we got to get better. We can't stay out all night. She didn't. I did. Then I got back, didn't sleep because I'm on 1,000, like I just told. It was crazy. We got to get to day three now. Now, day three is when Equip actually opens. If you're unfamiliar with that, but if you're there, you know. The doors open at 9 a.m., but you can't go into the actual showroom floor until noon unless you have media credentials or you're an exhibitor or something like that. So lucky for me, I do have media credentials. I was able to get in and go talk to some brands between 9 to 12, shoot the beginning portion of some videos. Like I did a video with Crest. I did of Crest equipment. I did a video of Toro equipment. I did a video the Vermeer booth and all of that. So all of the cool things that I like, I went and did videos with those things at the beginning, and then talked to some people that I felt like I needed to talk to, and then from that point, we also set up Pod Row, which I was lucky to be a part of that again down here, which started at 9 a.m. So we got our podcast and stuff set up, walked around, did what I needed to do because this was like a business trip, and then after that, from 12 to 3:30, it was just content all day. Whether it was podcasting at Pod Row, I also had a time slot at the Relco booth. So Relco did something cool. They're in the middle of rebranding. If you're not sure what Relco is, they rebranded from Kohler engines to Relco engines. So Kohler makes toilets, sinks, fixtures, and all of that. They were also making engines and engine parts and aftermarket things like oil and things like that. And I guess there was probably some sort of confusion between the brands since people didn't kind of know, right? So I guess they sold off the engine portion to this company. They changed the letters around, and now the Kohler engines and all of the aftermarket products in 2026 are now rebranded to Relco. So we talked with the Relco rep. His Chris, I believe was his name, and he taught about aftermarket products. Because if, in case you didn't know, I personally didn't know this. My boy Piper, he knows all about everything when it comes to the technical parts of equipment, hydraulic hoses, and vi viscosity and all of this stuff I have no clue about. Piper knows about that. So a lot of times when we think about aftermarket products, you think, at least I did, of generic. It's like you go to the pharmacy and they're like, "Hey, you got this prescription for this, but we're giving you the generic version because it's cheaper." Right? And so I always thought aftermarket just meant some cheaper product that's a knockoff of the original. But to my surprise, some of these companies, like Relco, they make all of their own aftermarket products for their engines, like the oil, the belts, anything that you may need for one of those engines, they actually sell it. So it's always better, in my opinion, to get an original part when you have something that messes up, or to use the original things, because they built their stuff for that. And so it was cool to actually get to learn about some of those things. But that was fair. I also did some YouTube videos, and when I tell you I took a ton of pictures, man, every person that I met, I tried to take a picture with. Even if they didn't ask me, I just want people to understand, like, if you walk up to me and you say what's up and you say anything about why you know me, if it's from a podcast or whatever, I'm gonna ask you to take a picture, because it just means so much to me. And whenever I'm walking through and someone said, like, I got asked so many times, why do you make videos and what is this and what is that? And it's for that. It's literally because it helped me. I was helped by videos. And once I felt like I could help someone else, I was like, I'm doing this for that. Right. Maybe something comes of it, maybe it doesn't, but I do know it affected people. Right. And so that's why I do it all. And it was cool to have people literally, "Hey Mac, what's up, man? This video, I mean specific videos that you did, I did this because of that, or I changed this because of that, or I got into the business because of that video, or that podcast, or that whatever." It is so humbling, but it is so fire. Um, but so I did that from 12 to 3:30, and then I also went around because we had some companies who maybe couldn't help out in any other way except to add to the grab bag. So I went around to some of these companies and picked up some things, whether it was stickers or wristbands or lanyards or can koozies or whatever, to fill up those grab bags. And that was fire. But I left Equip around 4 to go over and finish setting up the venues. Now, before I go further about the Winning Life meetup, I want to thank the sponsors again. Crest Commercial, shout out to them. They came in and really helped us put on a great event. Jobber, again, always there to help us and help us to put on a great event. Cujo Products, or Cujo Yardware, that's been rocking with us since the beginning. And now Spencer's Products, that has been rocking with us the last couple years. All phenomenal, phenomenal brands that helped us to get this put on for you so it could be free. Because at the end of the day, I don't feel like when you come to Equip Expo, when you've paid so much money to come down here, between your tickets, which should be 12.50, like, come on, if you should get them early. 12.50 is the best. Don't wait till they're 60 or wait till they're 120 at the end. But from that to the travel that it takes, the gas money you got to spend to come down here and go back home, or flights that you may have to purchase here and back to get to where you're from. The hotel expenses, like, it's expensive to come here. Uh, what you have to eat throughout the week, like, you got to feed yourself. You're going to be here for a week, so this can be an expensive trip for people to come down here and just hang out. But when you get to go home and win something, it's really, really cool to me. Well, you spend a lot of money to come down here to have fun and you get to go home with something. Now, everybody don't get that opportunity. I get it. Some of us are a little lucky, right? But some of us, it's like God wants to bless you because you really need it at a time. And that's dope to me. So, when so many people come down here, I don't think that you should have to pay to go to an extracurricular event that's put on by someone like me. All right. So the Winning Life meetups will always be free because it's about you and it's about getting you in the building so that you can hang out with people who are like minded and want to win in their life. Plain and simple. So it'll always be free, even if I got to come out my own pocket, like I have been doing for the beginning few years. So we want to put on a good event for you. But putting on a good event would not be possible without those sponsors, but it also wouldn't be possible without our Winning Life staff. First and foremost, my wife, Miss Cassie Mack, Mrs. Cassie Mack. She is she's the person that keeps everything in line for me. I'm just shooting stars. She helps me with the direction. I got all this energy to go somewhere, and she helps me point it in the right direction so that it can actually happen. Whatever dreams or imagination that I got in this crazy ass ADHD mind of mine, she brings it all here, puts it together in a nice package so that it can put on a good event for you. All the extra things that you seen if you were at the event. 379 people showed up. All the extra stuff, balloons and where they're at and all the placement and how the games worked and where you signed up and all of that is my wife's brainchild. I could never put on the event and make it like it is if it wasn't for her. So we got to thank her first, man. Shout out to the wife. But then shout out to our staff that has been helping us for the last few years. And we had some new people who helped us this year. And I want to acknowledge those folks now. Our Winning Life staff, first and foremost, this is in no particular order. I just want to say thank you to the people who helped us out, right? And we got Marcus and Larissa Tate, Sean and Alexis Conklin, Aaron and Leslie Strunk, Ricky Rodriguez from Ricky's Pro Lawn Service, my man Rick Watkins with Big Buckeye, Brad Sweeney, he helped us for the first time this year at the door. My man Rick Schaefer helped us with game signups. Cal and Mallory, Cal helped us setting up, and my girl Mal, his wife, helped with filling up the bags and any other thing that we needed. My man Ben Nyman came to the party to be a bouncer at the downstairs door because we had some people trying to come in the side door. And we can't have that. So Ben Nyman and my man Aaron, before the thing started, they went down to handle the door on a downstairs level. And last but not least, my homie Cedric comes through every time I need him to help me get whatever I need to get done. So shout out to our Winning Life staff. But if you don't know, the Winning Life meetup was from 6 to 10 p.m. at Vernon Lanes. I hope that, oh, yeah, also the entire staff at Vernon Lanes, starting with the owner, Bruce, all the way down to our bartenders, the people who cook the food, the people who put the food out. I mean, they did such a phenomenal job here at Vernon Lanes that we'll make an announcement here in a little bit. But Vernon Lanes is just, it feels like it's the place that this meetup is supposed to happen. So shout out to the Vernon Lane staff, the owner, the building, and it just I couldn't ask for a better place, man. So shout out to them. But if you don't know, we do the meetup every Wednesday, every year, Wednesday night from 6 to 10 p.m. We do bowling at the beginning. Thank you, Landon Moore says the venue was fire. um, well, I'll get to some more stuff here in a second. I'm sorry, don't get me sidetracked. I'm trying to read the comments now. Let me keep this going because I'm on a roll right now. So anyway, we do the meetup from 6 to 9 p.m. and then from 9 to 10 p.m. we did a co-podcast of On the Attack with Mack and Lawn Care Power Moves. And that was fire. So that's the event as a whole. We eat, the food's free. There's cash bar available. If you weren't there, man, I'm telling you, you're gonna want to go over to my Eventbrite page and sign up for email notifications because when it drops this next year, I promise these tickets are gonna go quick because this event was so fire and I ain't just tooting my own horn. Every person that was there, if you were there and you're in the comment section right now, let me know, what did you feel about the event? How was it fun? Do you feel it was the best extracurricular event of the week? Is there any way I could get better? You just let me know. But I had a phenomenal time. I thought that it was just fire. Anyway, 6 to 10 p.m., we do our games, whatever. We had a record 379 people show up, and then the game winners. I mentioned them early, but we got a three-time champion, my man Jeffrey Campbell. He won the Crest Strike Challenge. Action Jackson, my homie, won the rock paper scissors tournament, and then Lamont Harrison, aka Pookie, the PIMP, won. Oh, gosh, you got to see this picture when I post it. Uh, he uh, he won the best dress contest, but it was an amazing night. And then after that, we go downstairs and we do the co-podcast in front of the live studio audience. Man, we had some of our winners come up. We had one of our sponsors and Crest come up and be a part of the show. Cedric and I, we was cutting up. My man John Piper, the big landscape giant, he came up to talk about his win. He got blessed with a $5,000 check from Equip Expo. Man, it was just, the whole night was just unreal. And after the show, we go upstairs. There's still people there. We were there till midnight, taking pictures, having fun. I'm talking about sharing knowledge with one another. Sharing knowledge with one another. I'll give you something. I'm telling everybody, make content, right? Make content, but have a reason for why you're making it. If you just want to be a character, I ain't no character. This is me. I'm like this. I ain't out here trying to over exaggerate myself or be humble when none of that. I'm just me all the time. Okay. When we got up there, it was just fun time after that. Like just hanging out. Right. So I advise you to be there next year. It is just a phenomenal experience. And I couldn't be more happy. I'll tell you another thing. Soon as the event was over, my wife and I, we're already plotting on how we can make it better for you. So next year, we ain't leaving the Vernon Lanes. People will say, hey, you should make it, you should take it somewhere else and get a bigger bowling alley and change the venue and be bigger and grow to 1,000 or 3,000 or whatever. And you know what? That might be possible. Maybe we could grow the Winning Life Meetup to 1,000, but I think that would be a big mistake. I think this event is unique and I think it's exclusive. And this is why I say if you weren't there this year, ask around. Ask my girl Janelle what she thought at CNC Landscaping. Ask my man Marcus Tate, the LBCOG. Ask my man A1 Landscaping. Ask my man Lone Wolf. Ask some of the ladies that been there, whether they were there or whether they've been there in the past. Like the event is fire, but the venue is so dope. Like this is a family that we're creating. And if you want to be a part of the family, I'm telling you, go over there and start following that Eventbrite link because we got another meetup coming up here in March. It's either on the 14th or the 21st. One of those two Saturdays in March. The Lawn Care Setup Showcase, Winning Life Lawn Care Setup Showcase. That's the next meetup we have in. Last year we had 120 people from 7 different states show up. It's going to be even bigger this year. We're going to add another game to it. But this Winning Life meetup at Equip Expo, it's going to be capped at about 500 people, 450 to 500 next year. We had 379. That means we got enough space for about 121 more of you people who want to go out there and win in life. Another place you can join if you really want to know when things are going to be going down is the Winning Life University Facebook group, 100% free for you to join. All you got to do is answer the 4 questions. I promise you right now, if you don't answer those questions, I'm not letting you in. It's simple questions, man. What's one thing that you need help with? And then there's a couple other questions. But that one thing that you need help with is the only way we can make it so it helps someone out. Winning Life University, it's not because I'm some master teacher, it's because we all are together. So when someone asks a question in there, they can actually get an answer. They actually can come somewhere and learn something. And that's what the Facebook group is all about. But then we also got the Winning Life team meetings where we actually talk like this through Zoom, talking to each other. Ask my man Rick Schaefer how he feels about it, CR Law in Wisconsin. Ask my man Dominic how he feels, Spence Crisco. We're all creating something so we can win in life together. And that's what that meetup is all about. It is lonely as hell out here sometimes. You feel like you ain't got nobody to talk to. No one understands what you're going through, but we do. We do. And your job is to win in life, not to play second fiddle to someone else, not to work for other people's dreams. It's for you to work for your dreams, for your future, for your family, because that's what helps the world. And that is what pleases God. And that's what this winning life thing is all about. It's more than just a meetup. It's more than just a Facebook group. It's more than just some team meetings. It's a family that we all get to grow with together. So if you're interested in any of that, the links are down in the show notes. They'll be down in this comment section. They'll be in the description of this video if you see it on YouTube. There's links to it on my link tree at Mack_landscaping412 on Instagram. Join the movement, the Winning Life movement, and then be at that damn meetup next year, because I promise you, it's going to be bigger and better than it was this year. And I hope to see you there. Go follow that Eventbrite link. I'm telling you, go follow me on Eventbrite so you get the first crack at it. We're going to change some things up. The previous years, it's been you can use one email and get 10 tickets. Well, we can't do that anymore. All right. It's going to be one email plus one ticket. And if you need more than that, you're going to have to sign up more emails, because we just have to be fair to the people. I know we had 344 people pre-register with tickets, and then we had another 61. So a total of 405 people claim tickets, and we had 379 people show up. That is unheard of. They have a thing called an attrition rate. Again, last year 264 signed up and only 220 or something showed up. So 44 people or whatever didn't show up last year. This year 405, 379. So the tickets are going to go fast. Make sure you go sign up and be a part of this. The people who are there are creating relationships that are going to take them to what their promised land is. Because now you opening up the doors to new information. All these bozos that are around you who don't believe in you, you will never be celebrated where you're from. But down here, you meet real family members, and you get to choose these ones. And I ain't talking about anybody else's family, but when you get to choose who you want to be around. And it's much easier to be around people who know what you're going through. I know what you're going through. And so do all of these people that are at the Winning Life Meetup. They know what you're going through. And the coolest thing is, they want to see you win just as much as you want to win, because they want to win too. And I want to win. And together, guess what we all get to do? Win. So be there in 2026. I promise you, it's going to be a better experience than you ever had at any of the other meetups. I ain't here to talk about anybody else's stuff. I'm here to talk about what I get to control. And that's this winning life stuff. This is more than just a meetup. It's a philosophy. It's a family. It's a brotherhood and sisterhood. And together, we all going to rise to the top, because that's exactly what God put us here for. You and me together going up there. All right. Now, that was day 3. One last time, shout out to our sponsors, Crest Commercial, Jobber, Spencer's Products, and Cujo Yardware. And all of our staff, my wife included. We got to Thursday now. I'm going to tell you something right now. Thursday is the biggest day of Equip. Everything is happening Thursday from 8 o'clock in the morning all the way till damn near midnight. And it really is midnight now. And I'm going to tell you why here in a second. On Thursday, again, Wednesday night, your boy's all geeked up. I'm up all night. Thursday, I gotta have an appearance on the morning show. Shout out to my homie Naylor Taliaferro, who puts on the morning show every year. He's like a big brother to me. LCR rookie, lawn care rookie, that's Naylor Taliaferro, LCR Media. He's the one who does the YouTube rally and all of that. But he has a morning show that they do, the LCR Media podcast. then the Green Industry podcast, and then the Kid Contractor podcast. The Green Industry podcast is Paul Jameson. Kid Contractor is my homie Caleb Allman. So I got to be there early in the morning. I wasn't. Your boy was up all night. I just can't go to sleep at night. It is ridiculous. All right, it is really ridiculous. But I was up all night. I end up getting there. First is Stan and Naylor. They go on. Stan is just a phenomenal speaker. So the Dirt Monkey, he went up there. He crushed it. Second was Paul Jameson and Mike Garvey. They did some reenactments and everything because my man Mike Garvey is a state trooper in New Jersey. So they went over like what's the proper way to do things when you get pulled over. It was kind of funny, but that was cool. And then I got to go on with my man Caleb Allman. And for those who don't know, I mean, Caleb he's been doing podcasting, but he has a construction company out in Ohio, and him and his wife been doing the Kid Contractor podcast for 4 or 5 years now. And Caleb's a friend of mine, but him and I were at an event together once, and I was in this room, and I asked this question, and I kind of got squatted for it. Right, I asked a question, and uh, the response I got was just like straight down this line. It was boys hammered me. Right. I was talking about stress-free lawn care. And at the end of the day, I believe you don't have to have $1 million business to be successful. I don't have $1 million business. I sleep soundly at night. All right. We do around 300 every year between snow and lawn care and all of the stuff that we do. One employee, we ain't doing bad. In fact, I have reached higher than I ever thought that I could reach when it comes to owning a business. I didn't even think I could own one, first of all. So to think about growing to 1 million and all of that stuff, that's astronomical to me. I thought I would make 40 or $50,000. I'd do a little bit better than what I was getting paid at my job. And to my surprise, I have well exceeded those things. So the question I asked was, what do you do when you've already over exceeded what your vision was for this thing, but don't want to take it any further? And I don't mean being content with where you're at. Get more efficient in what you do. Chop off the bottom and add to the top. These are things that everyone teaches. And then when you get to a certain spot, when is enough enough? So whenever I got to talk, Caleb asked me the question because him and I had an experience together. When I asked that question, like I said, I kind of got crushed for it. But then the next person that went after me said he was totally stressed out. He was making like 70,000 a year or something like that. And it's not about money. It's about stress. It's about what you're doing this for. I'm doing this to be at home with my family. I was working 2 full-time jobs and always gone. And now I work my lawn care business. I'm always home. So what is success for you? Some people it is, I want $1 million. I want to push it. I want 35 employees. I want this. I want that. That ain't it for me. Taking my kids to school in the morning is it for me. Going to cheerleading competitions is it for me. Going to basketball games is it for me. Eating beef stew like my wife made tonight is it for me. Watching TV shows with her, that's it for me. Making money, that's it for me too, right? But when is enough enough? And when I asked that question, I thought to myself, everyone in here is have his lawn care business, awesome, right? But I want to do more than just grow a lawn care business. I want to impact people. How do I do that? Because it ain't always having employees. I could have 20 employees, I affect 20 people. I can make a video and affect thousands, hundreds, sometimes maybe even millions once I figure out what I'm really doing. So what is it for you? And you don't have to do that. He asked that question, so I explained it. Stress-free lawn care, the win in life philosophy, the things that I've done to change my mind so that I could get better. Some of the phrases that I've got, you had to be in the room. I'm not going to try and rattle them off right now. I feel I'm already preaching too much right now as it is, but I hope it's helping you because you can't, and you don't even have to listen to me. My man Jim Rome says, listen to them, listen to me, and then do what's right for you. Hear both sides of it. Maybe going to $1 million is your dream. Wasn't for me. A lot of people that came up to me after that morning show thing said it wasn't for them either. And thank you for saying what I said, because sometimes you got people telling you what you have to be and it makes you feel unsuccessful. And I'm telling you right now, you are successful just by starting your success. Whether you're big or you're small, it doesn't matter. You started, and most people don't do that. So, what is success? That's up to you. It ain't up to me, and it ain't up to no one else. It's up to you. So, I went up on the morning show. I had this great, deep conversation with Keith. I mean, with my man Caleb, and it was just fire. I couldn't believe how many people came up to me afterwards and said, like, I relate to what you just said. I'm 50 years old, and I wanted to be with my son, and now I am. I quit my job. I was working a loader at a coal mine. I quit my job because I heard you, and I'm living the best life now. Now, this ain't always the case for everyone. I understand that. But you can do this. You can do it, and you can do it the way you want. That's best for you. You ain't gotta you don't have to listen to me. You don't gotta listen to anyone else. You gotta listen to God. He'll tell you exactly the right way to do things. And if you just listen and act, man, I promise you, you will be blessed. Just like my man, Matthew Dickey from Plum Creek Lawns. But that was the morning show. That was fire. From 8 to 9:30. From 9:30 to 5, it was really nothing but content and meeting other people. I appreciate if you feel like you're getting something from this, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me move. I have to step away for a quick second. Give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Where's these media assets? I'll be right back. And we're back. I apologize for that, but like I was saying, I had a deep conversation with Caleb. It was awesome. I hope that you guys go take a look at it or listen to it whenever it comes out on the Kid Contractor podcast, and eventually I'll put it out on here as well after Caleb drops it, because it is his podcast. But we'll put it out on here as well. Go listen to it at both places. But yeah, man, it was a great conversation. I felt like it helped a lot of people, and if you were in the building, you felt like it helped you. I'm happy. You know, I am happy about that. But from 9:30 to 5, after that was over, again, it was nothing but content, meeting people, and it was just a super fun day at the expo. We was just outside hanging out. I got some new Cujos to go walk around because your boy was walking around in Jordans. They cost a pretty penny, and I couldn't go outside in the dust with those things. So I grabbed some Cujos at the Cujo booth, which was fire. And then from 5 to 6, went back to the hotel. Was thinking about hopping in the shower. Actually, did hop in the shower, and then ran over to the YouTube rally because, again, like I said, the uh the the Goat House is close to everything. So I literally was able to walk from my hotel to the YouTube rally and then walk from the YouTube rally back to the hotel. And I did that from 6 to 7:30, hung out, seen a lot of cool people. I forgot on Wednesday I also went to the prayer breakfast that they do every year and got to see Mike Singletary. That was fire. Mike Singletary is a great speaker, and I'm happy. I will be going to that prayer breakfast every year from here on out. Next year they got the Duck Dynasty dude coming. I don't even know who he is, but he's coming. But 6 to 7:30 went to the YouTube rally, and then after that, After the YouTube rally, went back to the crib. While I was at the YouTube rally, and while I was finished up at uh at Equip, my wife had to go out to the store and buy me some clothes. And the reason is my man John Crawley, aka the Crawley Kid, CC Crawley Kid on Instagram. He did his first and his inaugural. Cedric put me on that. You can't say first annual. It's the inaugural, the first L&L ball, which was fire, which was a wear a suit, ladies wear a dress. It was the L&L ball. He rented out this whole entire building, upstairs, downstairs. He had places for you to take pictures upstairs, downstairs. Cash bar was available. He supplied food that was absolutely fire. I'm talking about they had all types of exotic fruit. I guess you could call it exotic fruit. What is watermelon and grapes? It was just a nice spread. Chicken and torpedo things like you get at Chili's. I mean, John Crawley put it down for the community. And if you weren't there, I promise you, you should have been. It was fire. Dance floor, so many good people having a good time. And my wife and I had a phenomenal time there. Shout out to John Crawley, one man, one mower, down in Nashville, Tennessee. Definitely putting on for the city of Nashville, man. He did his thing up there in Louisville, and his L&L ball was fire. I highly recommend you go to it next year because, man, I'm telling you, John is just a genuine, like, good person, and he put the L&L ball on completely on his own dime. He got a booth inside Equip for the 3 days on his own dime. I'm talking about when someone spends like I know what it's like because the Winning Life Meetup was pretty much all on me, out my own pocket, right? And he put on just I can't say enough good things. It was just fire. Meeting his mom and his sister, his man Daryl, all of the cool people that came to the event to show love, that got dressed up and was dressed to impress down here at Equip Expo. We all come down here. I seen people walking. I don't know about y'all. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna try and look nice. Now I know I wear the same thing every time. Same thing I got on right now: black shirt, necklace, black pants, Jordans, and a Mack hat. Same thing all the time. I'm gonna make sure I at least look good. I see people out here, and it's fine. I ain't judging. All right, we all work in this industry. They coming down here in they work clothes and stuff. That's wild to me. I don't understand it. But to each his own. At that L&L ball, man, there was nothing but classy, successful looking people there, suited and booted, nice shoes, nice outfits, women with nice dresses on, having a good time, eating, fellowship, and creating those relationships that are gonna last us forever. I mean, I tell you, I talk to the people in this industry more than I talk to anybody else besides my wife and Captain Jack. It's the people who hit me up, like my man Cam with Stripe City, John Crawley, Ricky Rodriguez, Rick Schaefer, Rick with Big Buckeye, Cedric. I name one, I gotta name them all. Lone Wolf, Marcus Tate, and Larissa. Like, man, it was just fire. I could go on and on and on. John Crawley did his thing just like we did our thing on Wednesday night. But that was Thursday. And that took us all the way to, midnight. At that point, your boy went and chilled. And this looks like it's gonna be a long episode tonight. But that's because Equip Expo was so fire. And I love the fact that we got so many people who are continuously watching the show. I appreciate y'all so much for this. You got no idea how special you made a guy feel down at Equip Expo with the love that I got. Like y'all make me want to do so much more. I think I'm doing a lot already between podcasts and YouTube and all of that. But then I go down there and I meet y'all good people. I take so many pictures and hear so many testimonials. I told y'all before, man, Jim Rohn, one of he's my favorite speaker. And I heard him say one time one of life's greatest experiences is being part of someone else's testimony, and you can't buy that with money. You can't buy how you made someone feel with money. And they always remember how you made them feel. And you guys made me feel I could tear up right now. Cause man, You make it worth it. Y'all really do. Y'all make it worth it, man. Y'all make it worth it. I appreciate it. Day 5. Been down here for 6 days now. Day 5, Friday. It is the last day. All right. It is the most calm day. It's the calm after the storm. You're in the ocean or whatever, the hurricane comes through, you're in the boat, and then you get hit with the crazy big waves, and then it just gets calm. And then you get hit with the big waves again, and then it gets calm after the storm. That's what Friday is. Friday is the calm after the storm. When you get to Equip Expo on Friday, man, it is quiet. It sounds like a cafeteria on Wednesday at 12 to 3 or whenever it closes. On Thursday from 9 to 5. It sounds like a cafeteria or a school bus. It is loud and obnoxious, and you hearing chainsaws and talking and laughing and all types of carrying on. On Friday, man, it is so cool and calm out there. It is quiet. I want to say probably 50% of the people have left and went back to doing whatever they need to do in their real life. And it is just a good time to go around and finish up any last minute videos that you may have if you're creating content or trying any of the machines that the lines were super long on Wednesday and Thursday. It's a great time for you to get in those last minute things that you want to do, those last minute tools that you would like to try, those last minute buys that you would like to buy because you didn't want to take them back to your hotel room or whatever. And it's the last time to get the show prices that are at Equip Expo, big discounts that you can get on different products that they're doing because they're at Equip Expo and it's a big party. But from 9 to 2 p.m., it was literally content all day long, from finishing up videos to shout out to my wife, Cassie, Larissa, Larissa Tate, Tiffany Pajak, and Rhonda Dickey, because we are going to be debuting a new show on the Attack with Mack. I'm not sure how often these episodes will drop, but my wife is going to be starting this new thing where I think her and Larissa are going to be together and they're going to be interviewing and talking to each other with the Wives of a Landscaper series that will be coming to you soon on the Attack with Mac. They did their first episode while we were at Equip Expo, and I'm telling you right now, I haven't listened to it yet, but I can only imagine how fire this is going to be because there are so many wonderful women, and this is just for women. It's wonderful women who are in our community, in our industry, um, who do a lot for for their loved ones, for their spouses, and we want to show what some of the wives and girlfriends are out here doing. Like what's their perspective? What is it like? And this is not just for wives, you know what I'm saying? What is it if you're a spouse and you have a spouse that is out there and they're the ones doing the work and you're the one chilling? That show is for you because it's really for the wives, but it's for the people who are on the other side who might not be working in the business and what the perspective is for that. And I know if my wife is involved, it's going to be top notch. I know if Larissa's involved, it's going to be top notch because they are two phenomenal women. They're sisters, and it's. I just know I can't wait to hear what they did on that podcast. So that will be dropping sometime soon. But also, I did the opportunity to do some podcast appearances. One is on my homie Tim Allard's Charged Up podcast, and the other one was with my man Larry Delasante from the Side Hustle Squad podcast that he co-hosts with Mike Garvey, and then that was dope. And then last to end the day, we always go to Chili's. All right, there's this Chili's restaurant on Poplar Street. It's about 1.7 miles from the Expo Center, and we do the go home luncheon at Chili's. We've been doing it for the last 3 years, and for the first 2 years, the first three, we've been doing it for the last 4 years. I'm sorry. All 3 years until this year, we had the same waitress, and her name was Miss Michelle. Now, I always believe that, especially now that I've become an adult, this is something that people get ingrained in them. But you got to leave a place better than you found it. So after we got done with the Winning Life meetup, we don't just pick up all our stuff and cut and run. We help clean the place up afterwards. We don't want their staff having to do all types of crazy stuff because our people came here and left it a mess like they do at football stadiums. We help clean up. But in the case of going out to a restaurant, we always make sure we put our plates and our cups and everything at the end of the table to make it easier for the bus staff. But we always make sure if we go out to eat, we leave a great tip. So one of the rules to come to the go home luncheon is number one, everyone pays for themselves. I pay for myself, pay for my wife. But in order for you to come, I don't care what you eat or drink or whatever, we have one requirement that you leave a $50 tip for our server. And it started a long time ago when I heard Dave Ramsey say on a podcast one time that people they tip based off their service experience or whatever. And then one day I heard Dave Ramsey say, because I used to be that way when I was broke, and I'm not saying I'm rich now, but at least we could go out to eat and leave a tip. All right. So I would say, man, that waiter or waitress, they just had a bad attitude, and we're gonna tip them based off of that. Who cares about what their day was or who they had prior to me at the table? Who gave them a hard time? Is their kid sick? Did their dog just pass away? Right? Did their car just get repossessed or whatever? Who knows what people are going through? And what I heard Dave Ramsey say was tipping means to ensure promptness. That's number one. But number two, what you tip says more about you than it says about the service that you got. Because you could change someone's day. You could change someone's month. You could change someone's year. You can change someone's life by just leaving a tip. So I made it a rule that when we do something like this, everyone leaves a $50 tip. My uncle said one time, what's $400? That's just one shrub I installed. This is the business that we're in. If you cut grass, a $50 tip is 1 yard on Monday when you first start the first one. You're gonna do it again next week and the next week. Depending on where you live, it could be all 52 weeks. Some of us is 30 weeks. But it's nothing but 1 yard or one shrub. And you could change someone's life for 1 yard or one shrub. You could change someone's day. Sounds good to me. I'm down for that. And so the requirement we have is that you leave a $50 tip so we could be a blessing for the people who are blessing us by serving us. This year, Miss Michelle wasn't there, unfortunately. We love her. We appreciate her. This year, we had a kid named Dom. He had heard before about the people that come to the restaurant and do this, but I don't think he understood. We had, I want to say, 17 people there. Long story short, I always leave the biggest tip. So I ask people to leave 50 and then I add on to that. My man Dom got a $970.30 tip. And when the tip started rolling in right from the beginning, he was like dumbfounded. Remember, I told you I've done this plenty of times now. To see the look on someone's face, and it ain't, again, it's not about the money. This kid was a rugby player for Louisville. He's a college student. College is rough. There's a lot of kids in college that are broke. And I'm not saying that this young man was, but I know one thing, when he left there, he left blessed. He did a phenomenal job as our server, serving 17 or 18 people, I think is what we had this year. Um, Super gracious, taking things back if they needed to be back, having the uh, cups refilled immediately. Remember, a tip is to ensure promptness. I once heard Jim Rohn say, if you want to have a good time at a restaurant, when should you tip? Prior to or after the service? If it's to ensure promptness, if you break off someone with a 20 rate off the rip, how fast you think they're gonna come back to fill up your glass? To get you that silverware, that they may have forgotten. An extra straw. How fast you think they're gonna do that? Man, it's a good thing to do. So I'll just leave you with that, man. It is a good thing to do. We left him with a $970 and 30 cent tip, and I got to take a picture with him. It was absolutely awesome. It was just a phenomenal time, a phenomenal experience, and basically, that was my week. That was my Equip Expo. This was a really long show today. We'll have to break it maybe into two separate episodes, but all in all, Equip Expo was a phenomenal success. I also got this as a keepsake. One of the coolest things of the week was Jesse Cole, the owner of the Savannah Bananas, was the keynote speaker. So I talked earlier about my man Mike Singletary and how great he was. Jesse Cole was fire, one of the best speeches I've ever heard in my life. And when he got done, I guess he signed some bats. So after Equip Expo was over, I got a cool gift that was given to me by someone, which is a official Louisville Slugger from the Louisville Slugger Museum. Bat has Equip Expo etched into it, and it is signed by none other than Mr. Savannah Bananas himself, Jesse Cole. So this was super fire, man. I was so excited. Another cool thing that happened was they put my face up on one of the big banners that's hanging from the ceiling, and I found out today that that will be getting sent to me um, for soon. So I'll have that up at the shop compound coming up here whenever it arrives. But that was a cool little keepsake, Louisville Slugger bat. So we'll have to get that put up there with a light on it or something um, to show you, because that dude is 100% winning in life. Jesse Cole, who started out with just this tiny little baseball park, and then they created this stuff called Fan First Entertainment. I highly recommend you go check out the 5 E's of the Fan First Entertainment and see if you can't implement some of those things into your business so that you can create loyal fans of your business and not just customers. All right. Now we got to get to the last shot. And I usually write something down, but I just wanted to leave you with this. In life, we get told what we can't or shouldn't do. But here's what I have found out: God gives us the things that we need in the form of an idea. Every day, we get ideas. Those ideas that we have is, I believe, God telling you what you could have. He put it in your brain so that you could make it real. And I've said this on here before. But the thing that you're supposed to do is an idea that was given to you by something way more powerful than you so that you can do something way bigger than you. The meetup, the Winning Life Meetup, is bigger than me. The Winning Life Meetup was an idea that God gave to me so that we could come together as a family of business minded entrepreneurs who are going to put ourselves first in a way that serves others. Because some of the best advice I ever heard is that if you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything that you want. So if you want to have everything that you want, get started on helping other people get what they want. If you're in a service business already, you're already doing it. You're already helping people. because they have a problem that you were here to fix. So go out there, fix people's problems with the ideas that the creator gave you. If you don't, you will end up living with the regrets that I had for 25 years that all sort of evaporated once I started this business and then turned on this camera and turned on this microphone. I started to feel like my life meant something, that I was doing what God put me here to do. And if you started a business because God gave you an idea, and if you have a vision, it's because God wants you to have it. So the last shot is for you to start acting on the ideas that God gave you, because the devil will rob you of your destiny if you don't. And we don't want anyone being robbed of their destiny here, because your destiny is to win in life. As always, I love you. I appreciate you. I wish you nothing but success. And remember, the creator created you to be creative. So get out there and create whatever you want in your life because you deserve it. I'm out. Peace.